Hi there fish tankers, by now you know the queen of my 75-gallon tank, this beautiful female koi angel, and the angelfish have been a mainstay in the aquarium hobby, and for good reason. They've got these graceful, majestic movements, and they have got that distinctive look of their long fins. And there are many different color varieties. There are the marbles, the golden ones, the original striped ones, and some different types like these Bantam angels, but they do have a few drawbacks. Stick around to the end of the video and find out before you buy one. Now first off, they're not too fussy in terms of water requirements. Everything from pH 6 to 7.5, even as high as 8 will be okay, as long as it's consistent, and they need good water quality of 0 ammonia and nitrite like all other fish. And then as far as tank size goes, they do grow big, so they can become big fish. They're not fast movers swimming up and down the tank, they more or less hang around and glide around, but they're high fish from bottom to top. So I would say at least 150 liters bare minimum, but what's more important is the shape of the aquarium. This is not the fish for your big shallow. They need an aquarium that's high from bottom to top, at least 45 centimeters, perhaps even more. And a 4-foot tank, a 200-liter tank at least would be a much better size. But then again, not shallow, a high tank. You can see there's many different kinds. There we have the stripy ones, and we've got the marble angels. They don't like very fast flow. Moderate to gentle flow is better for them because, as you can see, they're not made for speed. And you get a lot of different varieties. The usual one we see in the hobby is the scalare. These are Bantam angels. That's a cross between the scalare angel, the normal one, and the ultim angel. Guys, if you like the content, please hit that like button. I'll greatly appreciate that. It helps the YouTube algorithm. And you can see these are more pointy and they've got higher fins. That is reminiscent of an ultim angel, but because they are hybrids, they're not quite as big. They're more manageable size. So this is how I started with my angels. There's only one left now, but it was these two, and there was a male swimming in front here and the female that's in my tank today at the back. And if you look at the shape of the head, take note of that, the nose, that little indent and the sort of humpy forehead. There's a female at the back, and I started them at my smaller 29-gallon tank because they were small, but they happened to be a pair and they paired off and they started breeding. That's a male once again in front. They like a tank with plants and driftwood, especially broadleaf plants like Amazon swords, and also the normal tropical temperature, 27 to 29 degrees will be quite fine for them. Now, if you want to distinguish between the male and females, it's not an exact science, but look at this little golden angel here. Wait for him now to turn to the side so we can see the profile. And remember the male angel that I just shown you. You'll see the nose or the mouth is sort of an upturn. If you look at the upper lip, it's sort of turning upwards, and there's a dent that will later become a small nuchal hump. That's the male. And here's the female. If she turns into profile, there you can see from the upper part of the mouth all the way up, it runs in a straight line. So they're still a bit young, but I'm pretty sure I'm right there. Now as far as food goes, the normal aquarium food applies. They like their frozen brine shrimp, frozen bloodworms. Mine like mysis and krill pacifica, and the normal flakes as well as the pellet food will suffice. Now please share among your fishy groups, and now we see who angels do not share their tank with. Forget about shrimps. Shrimps are dinner for them. Not even the Amano shrimps will make it in the end. Mine took care of that. And also what a fish can fit in its mouth, it will eat. So these tiny little green neons and even a normal neon can become a snack. The smallest I have of my angels are quite big coronal tetras. And then stay away from fin nippers like these tiger barbs. They will nip the fins of an angel, and I'll even go as far as to say stay away from badanios as well. But for bottom dwellers, these corridoras make good tank mates. And then what works well with my angel are these what I like to call heart-shaped tetras, and that could be these rosy tetras, the diamond tetra that photobombs there, lemon tetras, phantom tetras, all of these. So basically they must be peaceful, not fit in their mouths and not be fin nippers. Some rainbow fish like these dwarf neon rainbows work quite well. I've even kept them with busmanis and red rainbows. And some people like them in combination with discus because they fish with similar habits and the angels can take that high temperature of a discus. But others don't like it because they compete with a discus. Tell me in the comment section, do you think it's a good combo or not? Now for a thing to watch out for. They are cichlids and these are my two going at it. They're not kissing. It's a display of dominance. Even though they are a pair, female on the left, male on the right, they jaw lock and then they test each other's strength. And what happened eventually with these of mine, I moved them into a bigger tank and I thought that would be alright. But eventually, even though they spawned a couple of times, the female started bullying the male here on the right until he was quite the worst for wear, and then I separated them again. But a few days later the male died and I was very sad about that. So there can be aggression issues with angels. So what do you do? Well, you can keep them in big numbers, but then of course you need a big tank. Else you have to have a plan B to separate them, typical cichlid behavior. What I've done is I've just stayed with a single specimen angel in the community tank. That's sort of like a centerpiece fish. You can just have a single one. What I've heard about, I haven't tried it myself, but what I've heard about is you can just keep a group of males together. When without females there won't be any aggression. I've heard about that. Let me know in the comment section if you've tried that. But in the end, this was a solution for me. I didn't want a huge tank just full of angels crowding it out Malawi style. So she is just a specimen fish there. But she's doing very well like that. It's a real talking point in the tank. And tell me, what do you think of the angels? They're great fish, but always remember they're cichlids and they have the issues that cichlids get. They leave their tank mates alone, but the aggression can kick off among each other. Guys, please remember to subscribe. And until I see you again, keep taking good care of those domestic denizens of the deep.